Hello everybody, welcome to Circuit Park Zandvoort, host of the Dutch Grand Prix in the VOR iRacing.
Do you struggle to survive around the toughest circuits? Are you fed up of making poor mistakes that end your races? Well, here at Apex Sage Coaching, we will help you reach your full driving potential. Whether it be a road course or an oval, we have a coach that will improve your ability. Over time, we will iron out those mistakes and make you become the driver you wish to be. And soon, you'll be making last lap passes for the win. For more information, reach out to us on Twitter at Apex Sage Coach.
Hello and welcome to another fantastic week of Formula One racing here on SLR. We pride ourselves on delivering top on-track action such as overtakes.
Oh, Danny on the inside, sorry, Danny on the inside.
And of course, where would we be without some crashes and drama?
Pace around this track.
Oh, and spinning is Canopus. That's his microlander up the inside. No, Danny.
And lots more. What started out as a fun idea quickly developed and grew into one of the most influential and recognizable online F1 leagues across the F1 platform. Every new season saw more and more big names join the roster, all battling harder and harder to claim the coveted SLR title. This season will be like no other before it, the strongest lineup we have ever seen. Old champions rejoining to battle the new top dogs of SLR. All of the tiers in SLR are fielding their respective strongest to date, with much to fight for and achieve. But if you have come to witness Titans battle Titans, well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Tier 1.
Hello everybody, welcome to Circuit Park Zandvoort, host of the Dutch Grand Prix in the VOR iRacing IndyCar Euro Series, powered by Majors Garage and Apex Sage Coaching. This race sponsored by Slipstream League Racing. Going into the race info for Zandvoort, 36 laps is the race distance. The track limits are the grass and gravel on the outside of the track. So very old school road course here at Zandvoort in the Netherlands, of course. Going into turn 1, top speed 290 km per hour, down into turn 1 from 6th gear to 1st gear. Very important to get the exit right without getting too much curb on the outside there. Going into turn 2, very easy to make a mistake here. Into turn 3, the Hugenholzbocht. Gotta take a wide entry, line yourself up for the exit of the corner here. Again, don't take too much curb, it will unsettle the car. Then going up to Schijfvlak here, this is a very fast section of the track. Going into Schijfvlak here, you want to take as much of the curb as possible. Getting right up to the white lines here in Schijfvlak itself. Taking as much speed as possible. Going into the Marlboro Bocht. Very fast and flowing corner on the exit. It is easy to take just a little bit too much speed and go off the track. This corner is a first gear right-hander. Going into a first gear left-hander here, leading onto the back straightaway. Up to turn 10, the second overtaking opportunity on the track. It is recommended though to make you move into turn 1, but turn 10 is definitely possible. So going into the stadium section here, tricky to get right, it's easy to overstep your braking point here. Getting right onto the curb, second gear on the exit, short shifting to get a good exit. Into the final two corners here, not banked like in real life these days, but still flat out in these cars. The Arie Luijendijk-bocht, definitely a very satisfying corner to take in the race, especially when the tires go off. It will be tricky to take it flat out, but it is possible. But back onto the front straightaway again, to do it all over again for 36 times. Next Saturday for round 2 at Zandvoort in the VOR iRacing IndyCar Euro Series, powered by Majors Garage and Apex Sage Coaching. We hope to see you all there for round 2. Welcome to Circuit Park Zandvoort for round 2 of the VOR iRacing IndyCar Euro Series. We are here for the Dutch Grand Prix, round 2 out of 8 races this season. Just coming off the back of a F1 2021 league race in one of our sponsors, SLR, Slipstream League Racing. Check it out, by the way. We just came off a race there. We do have a few participants in this league that race in there too, but unfortunately Daniel Kovac isn't here today, who finished on the podium last week. But we do have a few SLR community members in here. You got Ackerson, for example, Patrick Zilfassi, just two of those. But yeah, going to be an interesting race here at Zandvoort. New update for iRacing 2. So really going to spice up tonight's action here at Circuit Park Zandvoort. Don't really know what the tires are going to do, so that will be a bit of an unknown for all of the drivers, but some of them have practiced, so some of them will be going into this race with a little bit more knowledge than some others who are being a little bit stubborn and not practicing. But yeah, anyways, round 2 of the season, currently under qualifying here. 4 laps of 15 minutes is the qualifying format for this league. And currently Oscar Frederickson starting off where he left off last week at Silverstone on the pole in P1, 120.98 for the number 12 car. Hugo Ackerson, fellow Swede, in P2. Just under 2 tenths behind his fellow Swede. Then we've got a 0.72 gap to Patrick Zilfassi, 0.95 to Sven Merckx in P4, and then Matthias Strauss rounds off the top 5 for the time being, 1.94 seconds behind the pole time. But quickly going over the schedule here first. Tonight Zandvoort, next week Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. I tried to pronounce that the French way, it didn't really work. Hopefully Sepp Kinder won't be too upset with that. But then we've got a week break until we go to Indianapolis for 2 races. First up is the road course and then the oval. For the first of 2 ovals, the 200-mile event at Indianapolis, the oval, as I just said. Then we have a week off again after Red Atlanta for Watkins Glen. And then the final race of the season at Autoclub Speedway. Looking at the track, 4 left turns, 10 right turns on this 14-turn road course. You can see 4.3 kilometers in length, so not the longest road course on the schedule, but it is very flowing and fast for sure. Pit speed limiter is 37 miles per hour, which is 60 kilometers per hour. Quite slow, so the pit delta will be quite long. I'm expecting about 35 seconds, which is still quite a bit shorter than usual, but relatively long when you look at it from that perspective. Strategy being that perspective. Keys to the race, fuel window will be 19 to 22 laps with the new update. We did some new numbers and the info right there in the bottom is correct. So yeah. Anyways, time to go into qualifying itself proper. I thought I had the overlays up already when I covered the top 5, which I didn't, so apologies about that, but yeah, here we go. Let me quickly check how many minutes we have left in the session. Just under 7 minutes. Don't really know what it is with the SDK app. Usually fantastic, but it doesn't show the qualifying counter anymore for some reason. Don't know if that's a setting I put in wrong, but I don't think it is. But yeah, currently covering Oscar Frederickson, the only VOR car at the moment. Out on track at least. And he actually goes into the pits as well. So what I think some drivers are going to do, excuse me, is grab fresh tires and go out again. With the new update, the tires go off a little bit quicker than they used to, especially the reds. So what I think these guys are doing is doing 1 or 2 laps, then pitting for fresh tires and try again. To hopefully improve on their lap time. For those watching right now, please let me know if all the audio is correct. So I can make any changes to that before we go green here. This week we should have a rolling start and not a standing start like this week by accident. Which caught a few drivers off guard, but yeah, as I said, that should all be sorted now. A rolling start for tonight. And a few moments ago, Hugo Ackerson went to the top spot, 120.87. So he beats Oscar Frederickson on his second lap. As, who's that? Is that Bart or Lewis that just spun around? Can't really tell. That's Bart. Lewis is not in the session actually. I thought he was, but he is not. So Bart first time going for a spin in the final corner, the Arie Luijendijk-bocht. Or going into the Arie Luijendijk-bocht. And yes, I'm Dutch. I can pronounce that name pretty much effortless. So for some watching this race after, I wish I could see your surprised faces at that, but unfortunately not. So, before we actually continue, let me thank all the sponsors and partners for this league. Slipstream League Racing is the sponsor of all the races in this series this season, so thanks to them. I just covered them briefly about a league race happening tonight earlier, which I actually won at Monaco. They organize F1 2021 PC League Racing on Saturdays at 6:15 PM, so just before our race. If you are into F1 games, definitely check them out. Then the two title sponsors, Apex Age Coaching, providing setups for a number of races this season, including this one here tonight. So I want to thank Isaac for providing us with those setups. Especially with the new build, it's tricky to build a new setup, and he managed to do it. So thank you to Apex Age Coaching, check them out for driving coaching. And also Major's Garage. They are a setup shop. And there's a referral link in the description of this live stream, which you can use to help us out as the league as well on your purchases to Major's Garage. So yeah, it helps them out and of course also us. So yeah, use that referral code in the description if you're purchasing anything on Major's Garage. And yeah, thanks again to all those people. Also Whiplash Media will be providing the camera shots here tonight. Once again, we didn't have them last week, but they are back here for Zandvoort. And excuse me if you hear my mouse clicking, I quickly need to set up some camera buttons so I can quickly switch to, for example, scenic shots or TV shots or onboards or whatever. Didn't really get the chance to do that yet. Won't take too long. In the meantime, I'm quickly going to discuss passing around this track. Turn 1 is the main passing opportunity on this circuit. You might have heard that in the track guide as well. Then you have a really fast and flowing bit up until Schijfvlak, which really sets you up for the back straight out of turn 10 into turn 11. Very slow sequence of corners going into that back straight, which you need to get right. Then you can make a pass into turn 11, and from then on it's trying to defend or stay close enough to make a move into turn 1 again. So that is really the situation in terms of passing opportunities around this track. Will be difficult, but there are a few places where you can do it. Of course, provided the drivers don't make a mistake, you can also overtake somewhere else. Whether it's smart or not, I can't really tell right now because it depends on the situation. But yeah, like I said, those are the main passing zones. And in the meantime, I'm setting up camera stuff, so there we go. Sven Merckx at the moment, the only car out on track in the 66 car for the Platinum Racing team. I believe he's on the red team. PRT Fueling 2 team for the series. And he's using a special orange livery, which he just PM'd me about. So let's give it some airtime as well here. Of course, this is the Dutch Grand Prix. Orange is the national color. I'm Dutch myself, and to this day I have no idea why that is, but sure, we just roll with it. Anyway, he pulls off onto the pit exit. And I would say that is qualifying done for him, as we have 1.5 minutes left in this session. So I think that's going to cover it for qualifying here. I don't see anybody out on track. So yeah, we got 10 cars here tonight. I believe that's one less than we had last week. So yeah, of course, if you want to join this series, go to velocityonlineracing.com and sign up on Discord. And you can get racing with these guys. Session opens at 8 PM or 2000, whatever it is on the day. I can't really speak in 24-hour time. I've been so used to English and Americans saying PM and AM. I really forgot how to do that. But anyway, 8 PM Central European Summertime is when the session opens. 8:30 PM is when the qualifying session starts. And 8:45, which is right about now, is when the race goes green. So if you're interested, go to Discord, sign up, and we could see you on the grid as early as next week at Spa. So qualifying has been completed. Let's wait for the results to come in. Hello, by the way, to Lily in chat. Good to see you again as well. So tonight's race will be 36 laps. plenty of time to make a mistake or an overtake. So it's going to be a long one. Patience will pay off. And towards the end, you will see where you end up. It's basically the story of every race, but yeah. So, looking at the qualifying results here, Hugo Akesson and Oscar Frederickson on the pole position. Hugo, that is, by the way, Oscar alongside him on the front row. Patrick Silvassi and Sven Merckx on row 2. Great result in qualifying by Patrick and Sven, by the way. Good to see them up there in the top 5. Thomas Geisler rounds off that top 5 on the inside of row 3 for the team race for his car. 1.7 off the pole. Then we have 2 drivers 2 seconds off the pole, Matthias Strauss and Matt Houston. Matt Houston being Thomas's teammate, and Thomas and Matt are used to the road courses. Matt actually runs a league himself, Formula Indy Series, on Tuesdays, so check that out as well. We've got Matthew Green from the SLR Gamoniers team lining up in P8, and he actually runs the SLR league that I just talked about as well. Check it out, they also sponsor us in this series. And on the final row, Sepp Kinder and Bart Feuerstein, without setting a lap time tonight. So those are your qualifying results. And the good news is we got a pace car on the track, so it will be a rolling start, like it is intended to be. So yeah, before we go green, let's quickly talk about the race info. Quickly just mentioned this a few moments ago. Race distance, 36 laps. Fuel window, 19 to 22 laps, depending on how much you attack or save fuel. Pit strategy will be quite an easy one-stopper. Like I just said, 36 laps. You do that in half, that's about 18. So, yeah. Pretty boring strategy-wise. But push to pass, 10 pushes of up to 20 seconds. And that gives you a horsepower boost to attempt an overtaking maneuver on the car in front. Or even defend from the car behind. Then it kind of becomes push to defend, but it's called push to pass officially. Track limit will be the grass and the gravel on the outside of the track. No iRacing off tracks or anything in play for that, of course, apart from the usuals. So no slowdowns. iRacing update, tire model update, which I also just mentioned in the beginning of the show. It will be interesting to see how that's going to play out here tonight. I'm expecting the one stop to be the strategy to go with, but who knows, that might even change. So yeah, something to look forward to maybe. A lot of unknowns, like I said earlier too, so we will see what's going to happen here tonight at Circuit Park Zandvoort, the Dutch Grand Prix here for the VOR iRacing IndyCar Euro Series once again. I want to thank Whiplash Media for providing us their camera shots here tonight, like with most of our broadcasts as well. So glad to have them back on here as well. Majors Garage is one of the 2 title sponsors, a setup shop, so go to majorsgarage.com for your IndyCar or other car setups on iRacing. You can also use our referral code in the description to help VOR out on making any purchases to Majors Garage. So check that out. Apex Age Coaching, driver coaching services as well. Follow them on Twitter at Apex Age Coach. Isaac, the guy behind that, he makes us the setups for a number of races, including this one, so thanks to him for sponsoring us here too. And of course, Slipstream League Racing, an F1 2021 PC League on Saturdays at 6:15 PM, just before our races. And yeah, check it out for F1 2021 PC League Racing. Myself and a number of other guys in this league race in there, including Patrick Silvassi. So yeah, good bunch of guys, and definitely fun to be around. So that concludes all the sponsor stuff. Let's settle in for this race here tonight. On board with Sepp Kinder here for the Team Watson Racing team. Starting on the black tires. And Patrick Silvassi just up ahead is also on the black side, I do believe. If my eyes are not playing up. So they are planning to go as long as possible in the first stint and then make the second stint on the reds as short as possible. And Sebastian Kinder finished P6 last week at Silverstone, so he will be looking for another decent finish here today. Don't believe we have Thomas Jensen with us here tonight, but he got an absolute rocket ship last week at Silverstone. He just shot from, what is it, P7, P8, all the way up to P3. There's a clip of that on our Twitter page, at VelocityOR, by the way, if you are interested in checking that out. But Hugo Akesson, with his first pole of the series here. So he's going to be very happy about that. Oscar Frederickson came off a win last week at Silverstone. Dominant drive there for the VOR driver. And with a fellow Swede alongside him, he will be looking for another good result here today. Whether it's first or second, I'm not sure if he's going to be happy with it. But I think his main goal is going to be finish ahead of his fellow countrymen. So look for Oscar to be aggressive at the start. Patrick Silvassi from Hungary starting P3. He is on a pretty decent form lately as well. So look for him to maybe get another podium here. Scored a podium at Kentucky last season and also a race before that, which I can't remember which one it was, but it was a road course. So 2 podiums for Patrick so far in history of the VOR IndyCar Euro Series. He's looking for a third one here today. The 2 race first boys, Thomas Geiser and Matt Hughes, are starting from the pits today. That is their usual strategy on road courses anyway, as far as I'm concerned. So look for them to move to the front as the biggest movers. But planning to go green this time around, so here we go. Hugo Ackerson on the pole position, pace car going to pull into the pits. Hugo Ackerson
green.
the pace, and we are green at Zandvoort for the Dutch Grand Prix. Hugo leaves Oscar behind into turn 1. As Patrick Silvassi has to look up the inside of Oscar here. Oscar leaving plenty of space, he slots back into P2. Clean start so far. And indeed it is. We are already through into turn 3, the Hugenholzbocht. And Hugo, very nice little lead already of about half a second. As we go up the Schijfvlak for the first time. Thomas Geiser and Matt Hughes shown a lap and 2 laps down. That will sort itself out when we cross start finish line, so don't panic just yet. Apologies about that, forgot to remove the keys to the race graphic. But underway here at Zandvoort, and battle for P3 going on already. Oh, Hugo's just spun around, he took too much speed into the corner, turn 10. Loops his car around, he has to rejoin the circuit now. I was just looking at the different screen there, so I missed that when it actually happened. But Hugo goes around and he drops all the way to the back of the pack. And Oscar Frederickson takes over the lead. Here in Zandvoort, Matt Houston having a look at Bart Furstein. And Bart lets him by there. He didn't want to be any part of that one. So Matt Houston moves up into P8. Not sure what's happening to the timing and scoring, and someone else has just gone around. Is that Thomas Geiser? Yes, he has gone around in the penultimate corner. Don't see any damage, so he might have gotten away with that. I really hope so for him. Will absolutely suck to have an incident on lap 2 and be already out of contention. But he continues, so I assume no damage for him. Quite the chaotic start here at Zandvoort. For some reason, Geiser and Houston are still shown 2 laps down. And I'm honestly not sure why that is. They're clearly on the lead lap because they can't do a lap down on lap 2 already. So yeah, that's something interesting that we might have to figure out post-race if this keeps happening. But Hugo Ackerson makes a move around Matt Houston, takes over that position again. Going into turn 11, more modernly known as the arena section or the stadium section, with all the grandstands there now in real life. Of course, this is not build of Zandvoort, so they don't have that yet. Oh, Patrick taking a little bit too much curb on the inside there. Setting yourself up for the final corner is crucial for a good exit, and you really have to make the most of the track out of turn 13 to get that run. And Patrick trying a little bit too hard to get that. And he's under some slight pressure from Sven Merckx right behind him. And there you go. Timing and scoring sorted itself out. Matt Houston is back on the lead lap. Thomas Geiser gonna be on the lead lap as well any second now. So that's great to see that iRacing sorts itself out. Can't really say that about the F1 games, can we? I'm looking at you, PSGL. So currently on lap 3. Hugo Eckerson back in P6, sorry, 8 seconds behind the race leader. We saw him spin in the beginning of the race. Let's actually bring up a replay from that. There you go. So into turn 9, now into turn 10 here. Like I said, takes way too much speed into the corner. And loops himself around on the grass there. Has to wait for everybody to go by to rejoin the track safely. Ooh, that was actually really close with Bart Frederickson, just as I say that. I think Bart got away with that though. But a bit risky there. But yeah. Hugo Eckerson back on the move again. Also want to quickly go back to Thomas Geisler's incident here. Out of turn 13, on board with the 18 from Germany. On the blacks, goes way too wide into the gravel and loops his car around. Very easy to do, taking a little bit too much speed into the corner. And yeah, you pay the price for that one, unfortunately for Thomas. But back to the live pitches here in Zandvoort. Or as I like to call it, Zandvoort. Squeezed it in there. I know Oscar likes my puns. You know what I mean? Well, I'm not going to explain it in too much detail, but there is something very nasty out there. It's VOR with an E. I'm not responsible if you're underage for looking that up with your parents and everything, but if you do, it's at your own risk. Anyway, a lot of people make a mistake with that. VOR being pronounced that way by some people. And not really. It's usually pronounced as VOR. VOR just rolls off the tongue a little bit, I guess. It sounds kind of questionable, let's say. Anyway, that's the joke behind it. Yes, Zandvoort. Quite a massive funny. But starting lap 5 here at Zandvoort, Bart Frederickson in the pitch, 1 lap down. Not sure what happened to him, maybe some damage, but Hugo Eckerson makes a move on Sepp Kinder on the inside, goes really late on the brakes. Sepp Kinder goes in later on the brakes than he does on the racing line, and he holds on to that position for now. Let's see what Hugo can do through Schijfvlak. Hugenot's sorry, up to Schijfvlak now. Hugo gets a solid run into Schijfvlak. He's on the push to pass. He has a look up the inside, but not much more than that. And Sepp Kinder doing a great job to hold on to this position so far. Zandvoort isn't the easiest track to overtake on. So Sepp doing a great job, definitely. As Hugo is getting really close here into turn 9 and 10. He's got to be careful here. He's going to line him up. Sepp Kinder on the blacks. Hugo Eckerson on the reds. The reds will be falling off by now though, but he's on the push to pass, goes to the inside for turn 11. Makes the pass work. Very nice clean move there by Hugo to retake P4. Solid move by the driver in the 21. Really beautiful livery, by the way, I have to say. I know Marnix made it probably, but whew, it's kind of hot, not gonna lie. I don't know what it was about that camera shot across start finish, by the way, but that was just beautiful. Just the advertising on the top of the screen, I don't know why. I don't know why I think that's beautiful, but it just is. I hope Andrew is watching, the guy that makes the camera settings, so I think he will like hearing that. But about 13 laps until the pit window opens, on fuel strategy wise anyway. Quite a long ways to go. And if I'm looking at how these guys are dropping off on lap times, they're already lapping a second and a half slower than they did at the start. So it will be interesting to see whether they are going to try and consider a 2-stopper versus a 1-stop. Remember I said at the beginning of the show that this was going to be an easy 1-stopper on the fuel. Well, the tyres might play a significant role in that and actually make it a 2-stopper like I was just saying. So let's see if that's going to happen. But Hugo really sliding his car into the corners, which is something you can do a lot more with the new tyre model. And Hugo already has about 2 seconds on Sepp Kinder, so doing a nice job to pull away from Sepp Kinder in the 97. And he opens the charge on Sven Merckx, his teammate from the Platinum Racing team. About 4 seconds up ahead, make that 3.5 actually. Did see Patrick Silvassi challenge Oscar Frederickson early on, but he seems to have dropped back as well to about 3.3 seconds behind the race leader at the moment. Oscar actually has a lot of laps around Zandvoort here. Not necessarily in this car, but in the F3 series he does quite regularly as well, or used to do regularly at least. So he knows the track, which is a bit of an advantage for him. Especially this version of Zandvoort isn't really used too much in the iRacing surface in terms of official series. Maybe the F3 series do that, but apart from that, not much to race here. Race, not raise. That's something else. So yeah, as always, if you are supporting your favorite driver, feel free to let us know. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you have any other comments, feel free to put them in chat, as long as they are, of course, with appropriate language. Couldn't really find a word that appropriate was. Got message that Matt Houston has crashed on lap 6. Let's see what happened to him in the 44 car. For Team Raceverse with Sunset Arctic Games. Into turn 13. Does he go too wide like Thomas did? Yes, he does. Spins his car around. Ooh, was there contact with the wall? I think there was just about, but I don't see any damage on his car. So, oh yeah, there it is. Some slight front wing damage from Matt, but overall he got away with that. So, got quite lucky, I have to say. Bart Froestein also crashed earlier on, lap 4 for him. There he is, recovering from a self-spin. Into turn 11 on the blacks. And he locks his rear tires and spins again. So not the greatest of races for Bart. And I know that he was actually really looking forward to this one. Lap 7, Matthew Green got around his teammate Matthias Strauss. There you go, easy move for Matthew there. So he takes over P6, and he is now up 2 spots in this race. Solid race for Matthew here. Going to your race leader here on lap 9. Oscar Frederickson won last week at Silverstone in dominant fashion, and he continues to lead here again at Zandvoort. Oscar definitely the main championship contender here at the moment. Gavin Sanders usually races in this league as well, but he's got some other real life stuff going on at the moment. Usually he is here racing with Oscar as teammates. And Gavin is a 2-time series champion here, back when it was the Platinum IndyCar series powered by VOR in seasons 1 and 2. Of course, now this season it's called the VOR IndyCar Euro series. But yeah, we hope to have Gavin back with us next week. Oh, sorry. We hope to have Gavin back with us next week for the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa. For those that don't know the point system here in IndyCar, it's 50 for the winner, 40 for P2, 35 for P3, 32 for P4, 30 for P5, and then it goes down by 2 points each position until P10, then you get 20 points, and then it goes down by 1 point each for every position. And the 25th through last all get 5 points. So that is the point system. You also get a bonus point for leading a lap and scoring the pole position, which went to Ackerson, by the way, the pole position. And for leading the most laps in the race, you get 2 bonus points. So in total there are 54 points to earn with an absolute perfect drive on a race night. In most cases 53 though, because sometimes the pole sitter doesn't win the races, which at the moment is looking quite likely again, because Hugo, who set it from pole, spun on lap 1 and is currently 8 seconds behind the race leader, and the two driving about similar pace, as Sepp Kinder is blinking. Not sure what's happening to him. Hopefully he doesn't lose connection to the server. Matthias Strauss just went into the pits, went onto the blacks, and he did the same thing that Hugo Ackerson did at the start, just taking a little bit too much speed into turn 10 and loops his car around, but he actually doesn't spin completely, he half spins, but still not great in terms of time-wise. As Sepp Kinder continues to blink, so hopefully that doesn't affect him too much. But Hugo Ackerson closing up to the back of his teammates. Bart in the chat saying F, he is out of the race, the first retirement here today. But Hugo Ackerson on the push to pass, and his teammate Sven Mack clearly lifting off and letting his teammate by. He recognizes that the 21 of Ackerson is clearly faster, so no point in holding up your teammates. So Hugo Ackerson goes by, back up into the podium places here at Zandvoort. There he is. Also got Lily, saying in chat. Internet for sure. So Sepp Kinder having some internet issues here tonight. Like I just said, I really hope that they resolve itself. That it resolves itself. Can't even speak English anymore. Oh! Matthias Strauss has just crashed from P9 on lap 11. There he is in the 8 car. Into the Marlboro bocht. Into Vodafone here. Yeah, way too much speed. Locks the front tires this time around. And recovers. And is back on his way again. So a little mishap. Lily's saying Hugo's doing a great job. Doing such a great job to get back his first place. It's impressive. He's not quite there yet, but I do have to agree with you. His drive so far is quite impressive. To come back through the field like that is definitely not easy to do. But his hardest competitors are coming up now. Patrick Zulfassi is about 4.2 seconds ahead. And then he's got another 3.8 second gap to close to Oscar Frederickson. So it is not over yet. But there is definitely some work to do for Hugo. So Hugo and Oscar being the two Swedes, they actually race together under Team VOR as well. Well, not literally under Team VOR, but they represent VOR in some way or another through sponsorship in a Swedish championship. So, pretty cool. Not actually sure of the details, but I do know it's quite popular. So, Hugo and Oscar, of course, both Swedes, teammates in a way as well in another series that they race in. I'm sure they know each other quite well. And at least I hope for them that they get along as well. So it's good to see them at the front here as well tonight. And Sepp Kinder is still blinking around. He is still in the session, so that's good. The internet issue is not bad enough to kick him out. I don't think he is near anybody as well, because there is a connection rule as well. That if it affects the competition, the driver must be parked. So as long as Sepp Kinder stays in no man's land, which sounds really rude to say, but as long as he does, there is no issue for him to blink that bad. So he can finish the race if he stays where he is right now. Oh man, that sounds disgusting to say. Sorry. Taking a look at Thomas Geisler then. And let's actually bring up some driver information, which we haven't done in a very long time. We'll actually start with Oscar Frederickson from the lead and then work our way down. So Oscar Frederickson from Sundsvall in Sweden actually shows up as the iRacing F1 Championship. Let me remove that. Races in the VOR main series as well. And one of the more competitive guys as well in this series, one of the faster guys I should say. And he is showing that once again here tonight, 3.5 seconds ahead of Patrick Zilfassi. And Oscar, a two-time winner in the series, by the way. Want to correct myself from last week, I said it was 3, but it was 2. Patrick Zilfassi from Budapest in Hungary. Like I said a few times already, he is part of the SLR community as well. And also races on the SLR Gamineers team. Hugo Ackerson from Stockholm in Sweden. Quite a way away from where Oscar lives in Sundsvall, but yeah, both from Sweden of course. Hugo in the 21 on the Platinum Racing team. Scored his first pole tonight. Looking for his first win. It will be difficult though for Hugo, but he is one of those drivers that definitely has the talent to do so. Sven Merckx in P4 in the 66 car, also on the Platinum Racing team from Roermond. Not sure where it's actually located in the Netherlands. I should know this, but I don't know if it's in the west, in the east, in the north, or in the south. I don't know. No clue, but he is from the Netherlands at least. Sepp Kinder. Oh, boy, how am I gonna pronounce this? Servant-sur-Filet? I don't know. I hope I did it right. Anyway, Sepp Kinder from France from Team Watson Racing. And yeah, let's actually go to the live pictures here. The blinking is so bad it's impossible to cover in. But yeah, I raced with Sepp Kinder in the ESRA IndyCar series as well. And he's also quite solid on the road courses. Matthew Green from Northern Ireland. Doesn't actually show anything on SDK. But he is part of the SLR Gamineers team as well. Currently on for his first top 6 finish in the series. And he is still on the lead lap with 21 laps to go. Last week he got a penalty for jumping the start. And that really held back his progress in the race, but he still came away with a solid result in the top 10. So Matt Houston from Indianapolis. Team race with Sunset Arctic Games. He actually runs a league himself as well, the Formula Indy series, with another friend of mine and also his, Dakota DeMaid. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I still don't know. I've known him for a long time, but I still don't know how to pronounce his name. But anyway, those two ran a league together, the Formula Indy series, on Tuesday nights at 9 PM Eastern US time. Quite late, but I also make a few appearances in that league, which is very die-hard IndyCar and open wheel fans in general. So good community to be a part of. If you go to iFormula Indy on Twitter, you can find some more information on them. But time for pit stops with 20 laps to go. But Oscar Frederickson stays out. So far, Matthew Green and Matt Houston, the only 2 cars in the pits. Matthew Green goes to the blacks. As Matthias Strauss goes by him. And actually I want to correct myself. Patrick Silvassi is not on the SLI team, he is on the Risitas Grand Prix. If you don't know what Risitas is, that's the Spanish laughing meme. I wish I had a clip on Streamlabs deck, but I don't. Otherwise I would have shown it on air. But yeah, most of you probably know what that is. Yeah, that man unfortunately passed away. One of the, well, the biggest memes around. So, very sad that he passed away, of course. But at least his name is still carried in this series, which is, I guess, kind of nice. Not sure what happened to Sepp Kinder here, by the way, but he is shown as out. So maybe the connection issues have just been too much and he got kicked out of the session. That's what I'm fearing has happened. So that leaves us with 8 cars still running. And Patrick Silvassi is slowly closing in to Oscar Frederickson. There you can see him just on the top of the screen. Chasing down Oscar Frederickson. Oscar's tires will be going off by now. Patrick Silvassi still has some life left in the primary tires of his. And he is definitely closing in now. 2 tenths in one corner here. Let's see if we can see any wheel spin with Oscar here. Don't really see any. Up to high flat now. One of the fastest corners around this track. Slightly missing the line, but it's very easy to do. Pretty solid through here, the Marlboro bocht into Vodafone. This is actually the corner name, but well, I think it is. The Hans Ernst bocht is what Oscar just went through. I remember that correctly from the Dutch Grand Prix broadcast in real life. From Zico. Trying my best on this corner name, so that I know it through. So 18 laps to go, halfway in. Oscar Frederickson dives into the pits for his first and, I hope for him, his only pit stop here tonight. Going from the reds to, I will assume, the primaries, the blacks. Patrick Silvassi follows him in. So this will be interesting. Oscar on the blacks. They actually overshot his pit box there slightly, so Patrick is going to gain some time. But Patrick will be on the reds, on the faster compound. This race is not over yet, but it will be if Patrick makes a mistake like that. He just saves his car, but gets really close to spinning out, and he's got to be careful here with the tires. They're not at the temperature yet, so he's got to be careful, especially now that he spun them up. But I think he is okay from about Schijfland onwards. Just going to get through the Huguenot bocht here, and he does. So he's back on his way now, but a little bit of a code ground moment for Patrick Silvassi there, and now how scary it is to almost bin out of the pits. But yeah, he is still in the running with 17 laps to go. Just gotta be patient now. He has 700 to pass. He will be trying to make up some lost ground there. Let's see if I missed anything on the session events. Well, Sven Max has gone into the pits now. The Platinum Racing Team driver in the 66. Comes down pit road to get rid of his reds. And there you go, into the pit box. thermal tires on the car. Some more fuel as well, and he is away. And he's gonna rejoin in P4. So solid finish for the Platinum Racing Team drivers, I have to say. Ooh, that was a nice catch there by Sven Merckx. Great job on saving that one. That was a bit of a late slide into turn 1. So Matt Houston on the back of Matthew Green. This race not really going to plan for Matt Houston. Started from the pits and has been in the back all race long basically, trying to make up some ground. So his teammate Thomas Geisler pits as well, drops to P8. So Matt Houston in what place again. But this is a 3-car scrap for P7. P5, sorry, so P7. So another for P5. This group of cars led by Matthias Vijs, Matthew Green in the second car in line, and Matt Houston who we are on board with in the third car in line. Very slow through the Marlboro block, I'm not sure why that is. I know Matt's a relatively experienced road racer, which is surprising because he's American. He is. So honestly, like, I don't know what's going on inside the cockpit, of course, but I'm quite surprised to see that he is seemingly struggling again, missing the apex by quite a bit here, which is very Matt Houston right, so it's a bit strange. Just got a decent exit out of the final corner here though. He's going to line up Matthew Green for a move into turn 1. Isn't close enough here again. So he's going to have to stick behind. Ooh, that was close between Matt Houston and Matthew Green. Matthew Green going a little bit early on the brakes than Matt Houston expected, and Matt Houston almost running into the back of him. But luckily no contact was made, as Matthew Green locks an inside tyre here. Really slow out of the Huguenot's block. Matt Houston might be getting a bit frustrated by now. I want to get a manual replay from this. So there you go. Into turn 1, Matt Houston goes really late on the brakes. Matthew Green missing the corner slightly. Matt Houston, oh, that was close. Ooh. Yeah, it doesn't get much closer than that, does it? So back live here. Matt Houston still not able to get by Matthew Green. And in the meantime, Patrick Silvassi closing the gap down to Oscar Frederickson. The gap is about 2.8 seconds now. So really want to see if Matt Houston can make a move into turn 1 here on Matthew. And Matt going all the way to the inside of the track. And wasn't close enough to make a move. Matthew is really struggling through the Huguenot spot. We saw him a lap ago as well, lock the inside tyre up, which allows Matt Houston to get a lot closer. But it's just at the perfect time for Matthew really, because Matt can't get by him at this part of the track because it's so fast, there's no way you can get by. Got Sepp Kinder in the chat. Completely gutted I was on for a good result. Yeah, don't really know what to say, man. You were on track for a very solid finish indeed, and to have it taken away from you like that with some connection issues there is just very frustrating. Yeah, I honestly feel your pain, man. Coming from the F1 games, I know what it's like to disconnect in the middle of a race. Just gonna try to rebound for next week again at Spa. Based on the ESRA race we did, I think you'll be pretty strong there. So it is what it is, but hopefully next week we can see you fighting up the front at the front again. I know you can do that. So keep your head down as Matthew Green, ooh, goes off the track into the tire barrier, question mark. Not sure if he did, I didn't really hear anything, but Matt Houston gets by into P6. Finally gets by Matthew Green, and it took ages. Matt Houston being very patient with Matthew until he made a mistake. I want to see that one again. Into turn 3, takes way too much speed, misses the racing line into the sand here and now into the grass. No way in saving the car here. All you can do is try to brake and not spin the car around when rejoining the track. And he is full lock trying to keep the car out of the wall. Slight touch with the wall. Not sure if there's any suspension damage or not. But I think I did see the wing crumble a little bit. So a little bit of damage for Matthew Green, but it doesn't look too bad for him. So hopefully Frederickson gets away with it, but definitely some damage. Ah yeah, I completely forgot to mention that, by the way, Seb. Thank you for reminding me. I don't know how, but I did. So tonight, later tonight at 7 PM Eastern US time, 7:30 PM actually is when the stream goes live, the main VOR iRacing IndyCar series, the North American side of things, will be going green at Pocono Raceway, the second race of the Triple Crown. So a 300-mile event, live on the Captain Esports Network. So go look that up for tonight's broadcast of the Pocono 300. Currently on track for 28 cars showing up tonight for that race. So it's going to be a banger of a race. Pocono always provides some good racing. We actually raced at Pocono in season 1 of the Platinum IndyCar series. How that race went, however, we're not really going to talk about that because it was quite the disaster for everybody there. Sorry, but I'm gonna have to say the thing that stands out the most from that race at Pocono was this man right here, Thomas Geisler, spinning on the last lap when running P2. Throwing it all the way. Yeah. Sorry Thomas, but I have to do it. So going back to the leaders here, Oscar Frederickson on the blacks, and some slight pressure from Patrick Silvassi, who is still closing in that gap. But I would expect the tyres to drop off by now. As Matthias Strauss goes into the pits. Going back to Seb's comment in chat, by the way, which was what reminded me of that. He did say that he was worried about making that race. He also races in the main VOR IndyCar series. So yeah, hopefully we can see you there tonight, man. It's gonna be quite tricky for me to say. Imagine not making your own league's race. Couldn't be me. Yeah, it happened once or twice. So currently got 5 viewers in chat. Welcome everybody. Feel free to say something in chat, whether that's supporting your favorite driver, team or whatever. If you have a question, comment or anything, feel free to put it in chat. That's appropriate language, of course. Before this race is going to kick off for real though, I think that's going to be something that's going to happen. So let's quickly get some stuff out of the way again here. Camera shots provided by Whiplash Media. Thank you to them once again. Andrew makes them for me to use. If you go to pitstoptv.com/whiplash, you can check them out, or also Whiplash Media on Facebook. Major's Garage, a setup shop. They sponsor us this season as well, so check them out. You can also use the referral link in the description of this live stream to help out VOR on any Major's Garage purchases. Again, for setup shops and of the IndyCar, setups of the IndyCar on the Majors Garage setup shop. I can't even speak anymore. Can be found there, so check it out. Apex Stage coaching, driving coaching on iRacing. They make the setups for a number of races this season, not all of them, but a few. And this one is one of them tonight. So you can find Apex Stage Coaching on Twitter at Apex Stage Coach. And we will play a commercial as well at the end of this race. But going back into it here. 2 seconds is the gap between Patrick Silvassi and Oscar Frederickson. There he is. Didn't really get a good exit out of turn 10 there, so Oscar pulls away a little bit again. Bit of wheel speed for Patrick out of turn 12. 13 and 14 here. Let's see his car's balance. Is he loose here at all? Doesn't really look like it, but he is on the push to pass. Trying to close down that gap. Into turn 1 again. I have to say, Patrick is keeping a very tight line into turn 1. I've seen a few drivers running a kind of, I don't know how to describe this, but they're going in deep and then cutting back to the apex and taking a late apex. Late apex. But yeah, Patrick isn't really doing that, to my surprise. So maybe he knows something that I don't know, but I think late apex is a bit quicker. He's in the cockpit, of course, so he must know what he's doing. Patrick does seem to like driving his car into the corner rather than driving out fast. Bit of a correction on the turning there too, so not great for lap time. Still gains a little bit out of turn 12. The gap is coming back up again. So Oscar's tires starting to hit the crossover point and being the faster tires, the blacks and the reds. Oscar is becoming faster compared to the reds at this stage. It's all because of the reds falling off. Oh, I was about to say what's Matthew did, but he's letting Oscar by for the race lead. Not for the race lead, but he's letting the race leader by. Blue flags are affecting his lead. Matthew doesn't really make his life too difficult with Oscar. I think Matthew is just trying to run his car to the pits. Man, what's wrong with my English today? Trying to run his car to the finish. Starting to annoy myself here. There you go. Patrick Silvassi being allowed through as well by Matthew Green. Top 5 currently running on the lead lap, and that's Houston being the last one. He's about to get lapped as well. Starting with a magic. The pace Oscar is running. So 6th through 8th, a lap down. And we've got 2 retirements in Sepp Kinder and Bart Forsyth. I don't think I showed Matthias Strauss too much today, so let's get a few onboard shots with him here. See he drives around Circuit Park Zandvoort, just allows either Sven Merckx through for blue flags. So that one should be Akers on there. 2 near identical cars, so it's a bit easy to confuse the two. So if you're watching this stream, if you're enjoying it, make sure to like and subscribe for more. Of course, next week we go to Spa. That'll be another exciting race. Back in the VOR IndyCar series, where Seb Kinder and I racing together. It was actually a really close race. The pace was very fast, but we weren't really able to pull away at all. Simply because of the drag that the cars produce. The slipstream being so big at Spa, we just couldn't really pull away. So I'm expecting Spa to be a really close and competitive race. Of course, if you want to join the series itself and race in it, you're more than welcome to. A Discord link can be found in the racing.com. And we could see you on the grid next week at Spa. Or of course, if you just prefer to watch it, we will be on air at the same time, same place, right now on this channel. For 21 laps in the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa. What's this? Is this Patrick Silvestri struggling? Who is that? Notice Matthew Green allowing Matthias to drive through, so his teammate isn't really going to play a factor in that. Just lets his teammate by there. For some reason I thought it was a lap car there, but it was not. Well, technically it is a lap car, but they're all a lap car. Behind the race leader. But Matthias tries up into P7. And he's going to try to chase down Thomas Geisler here for P6. As he follows Hugo Ackerson here. So we saw Thomas Geisler spin on lap 1. Into turn 13, or out of turn 13 I should say, and he's been trying to recover from that ever since, doing a decent job so far in P6. Quite a big gap to his teammate ahead. Thomas has a lap down, Matt Houston just about on the lead lap, but overall still going to be a pretty solid finish for the race for his boys. P5 and P6 isn't bad at all. Actually, let me do the quick maths here, because I think P5 and P6 is going to be more points than a race win. Oscar currently on 53 points for leading those laps and leading a lap, and of course the win. Didn't quite get the pole because that went to Hugo Ackerson. P5 is 28 plus 26 is 54. So yeah, Race for Us is going to get away with one more point than Team VOR is tonight. That's that Team's Championship, by the way. We will show the graphics for the championship standings next week, because that's when they really become relevant, not really after the first race or two. For those that want to know though, Oscar Frederickson leads the championship by 14 points over yeah, Oscar Frederickson leads the championship by 14 points over Daniel Cofield, who wasn't racing tonight unfortunately. Matt Houston, third in the championship standings going into this round. So he's going to take over P2 I would imagine, so solid job by the Race for Us driver there. Thomas Geisler also going to jump up a few positions there after this race. But yeah, the main championship stuff, we will talk about that next week like I just said. That's just the quick info for those that really want to know. So 2 laps to go here at Zandvoort. Been a relatively quiet race other than the pit stops and a few incidents early on. And also the close call between Matt Houston and Matthew Green, by the way. But yeah, other than that, very quiet race. Not much really happening, which is typical Zandvoort, not gonna lie. As Thomas Geisler mikes it up a little bit there out of turn 3. But it's time to pick up Oscar Frederickson, who has pulled away 5.8 seconds now to Patrick Silvassi. So Patrick trying to secure a really well-deserved P2, provided he can finish the race, of course, which I have no doubt he will. Let's hope I don't commentators jinx him now. That would be quite annoying for him. White flag is out for Oscar Frederickson. One more lap to go here at Zandvoort. Into the Tarzanbocht. And now into the Hugenholzbocht. Turn 3. There. De Gerlachbocht. Rob Slotemakerbocht. Funny how I remember all the names right now when the race is almost over. Into Schijfvlak. For the final time. Looks good to me. Marlboro bocht. Solid. Vodafone. Solid. Turn 10, you guessed it. Solid. Onto the back straightaway for the final time. 8.5 seconds is the gap to Patrick Silvassi, who is coming under some slight pressure from Hugo Akesson. Don't really think that's going to be any fight between them. I think Patrick is just going to have enough. So we'll go back to Oscar Frederickson, going for 2 in a row. He won at Silverstone last week. He's going to win again here in the Dutch Grand Prix at Circuit Park Zandvoort. Through the Arie Luijendijk bocht for the final time. Another dominant drive by Oscar Frederickson. And he further extends his championship lead after 2 races. Oh, what a performance by Oscar tonight, guys. Congratulations, Oscar. Oh! Hugo Akesson gets around Patrick Silvassi, who I believe runs out of fuel. Oh, what happened to him? He has got no right rear wheel. He might even lose P4. There you go. What happened to Patrick Silvassi? Oh! Guys, I literally just commentated jinxed him. Oh, I feel so bad, man. So Hugo Akesson takes P2. Sven Merckx takes P3. Patrick Silvassi P4 after running in P2 all race long. Except for the final 2 corners. But Matt Houston finishes in the top 5. Thomas Geisler P6. Matthias Strauss P7. Matthew Green P8. Seb Kinder and Bart Verstein the 2 retirements tonight. Seb after connection issues, Bart after an incident. But I really want to see what happened to Patrick Silvassi here. Going back all the way to the start of lap 36. Goes off the track here. Right in the battle with Hugo Akesson. Hugo Akesson dives it down the inside and he just forces his way by Patrick Silvassi there into turn 13. Oh, that's really close with Thomas Geisler there too and Matthias Strauss, but they just get around him. But I don't think Patrick Silvassi is going to be very happy about that. Let's see if we can find a blimp shot of that and play it slow motion. Actually, let's go a little further back here if we can. Of course, it doesn't slow-mo then when I want it to. So there you go. Into turn 13. Hugo really late on the brakes and Patrick sees him at the last second. He tries to move away, but Hugo was already there and forces his way by there. And I'm sure that will be reported to the stewards, but honestly, I have no idea what to call on this one. But yeah, definitely sucks for Patrick Silvassi. They had a great run here tonight. And I think it's showing me these banners for Oscar Frederickson. Drink responsibly. I know Oscar's going to celebrate this one. But let's quickly go over the race results here tonight. If I can find them. So there you go. Oscar Frederickson wins the Dutch Grand Prix, 11.7 seconds ahead of Hugo Akesson for the Platinum Racing team. Sven Merckx rounds off the podium in P3, 26.9 seconds behind the race leader. Great and surprising podium by Sven Merckx, by the way. Patrick Silvassi unfortunately drops down to P4 on the last lap after running P2 all race long. 42 seconds behind the race winner. Matt Houston finishes P5 after, very bad start to the race for him. Starting from the pits and didn't really go his way, but still gets away with the top 5. Same can really be said for Thomas Geisler. Made a mistake at the start, came back to P6. Thomas Geisler is also the first car a lap down, by the way. Matthias Strauss and Matthew Green both a lap down as well in P7 and P8. And like I just said, Sepp Kinder with connection issues. DNFs, 21 laps down in P9. And Bart Verstein, the final finisher, and also rounds off the top 10. 33 laps down in, P10. So that concludes the Dutch Grand Prix here. Let's get ready for some driver interviews. We'll quickly play some commercials and be right back.
Do you struggle to survive around the toughest circuits? Are you fed up of making poor mistakes that end your races? Well, here at Apex Sage Coaching, we will help you reach your full driving potential. Whether it be a road course or an oval, we have a coach that will improve your ability. Over time, iron out those mistakes and make you become the driver you wish to be. And soon, you'll be slap for the win. For more information on Twitter, at Apex Sage Coach.
Hello and welcome to another fantastic Formula One racing here in SLR. We pride ourselves on delivering top on-track action such as overtakes.
Oh, Danny on the inside. Sorry, Danny on the inside.
And of course, where would we be without some crashes and drama?
Pace around this track.
Oh, and spinning is Canopis. That's his microlander up the inside. No, Danny.
And lots more. What started out as a fun idea quickly developed and grew into one of the most influential and recognizable online F1 leagues across the F1 platform. Every new season saw more and more big names join the roster, all battling harder and harder to claim the coveted SLR title. This season will be like no other before it. The strongest lineup we have ever seen. Old champions rejoining to battle the new top dogs of SLR. All of the tiers in SLR are fielding their respective strongest to date, with much to fight for and achieve. But if you have come to witness Titans battle Titans, well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Tier 1.
Alright, we're back here for the driver interviews. We've got Sven Merckx up here in the booth for P3. Do you got a copy?
Yes, I copy.
Perfect. So a surprising podium for you here tonight. You were driving around P4, P5 all race long, but eventually came away with the podium. So just tell us about your race in general and especially the final few laps.
Yeah, on the red tires it was hard because the tires were overheating quite a lot. So I could keep up with the black tires only. And the black tires, I just didn't have the pace to keep up, to be honest.
Okay, well, that's a pretty clear explanation then of the tire situation. But still, came away with a very solid result in P3 here. Gonna push you up a few positions in the championship standings. Do you have any goals for the championship standings for the remainder of the season?
I try to aim for top 5. That's my goal to achieve. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, before I let you go, congrats on the podium once again, by the way, but any shout-outs to any sponsors?
Yeah, to Platinum Racing Team, all the sponsors on my car, and yeah, that's all.
All right, perfect. Well, congrats once again, and hopefully see you next week at Spa.
Yes, sure.
That was Sven Merckx, everybody. Time to bring in the second place finisher. There you go. Hugo, congratulations on P2. Bit of a interesting end to that race, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I'm really sorry to Patrick. He deserved that P2.
Yeah, so...
he drove a great race.
Yeah, he really did. But your race, after making that mistake at the start, what kind of went through your head? Like, were you thinking, oh man, what happened? What did I do now? Or were you just angry? Or what went through your head there?
Yeah, I was just disappointed. So yeah, I just tried to push through the field.
Well, you did a great job at that, getting up to P4 relatively quickly, and then the podium places were a little bit more difficult, but you eventually got there. So yeah, just quickly talk us about some of your overtaking moves, where you're lining them up for the start-finish straight, the back straight, or what?
So Sven helped me with this. He let me pass. So and then I just sent it full send all the race, or like till the black. I struggled really hard until like last 5 laps, but then it was just plain sailing.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, it is P2 for you after tonight. There is a report in race control though. I'm not sure if it's with you, but I'm assuming it is. So yeah, provisionally beat P2. Well, I think it's pretty likely it will be P2, but maybe a post-race penalty for the next race. But,
it was just really odd because I didn't even feel it in my wheel.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm really sorry.
Maybe some netcode then. We will have to wait and see. But still, great drive from you, man, to come back through the field like that. It was. I know it wasn't easy, so you did a great job at that. And of course, looking forward to seeing you next week. Before I let you go, any shout outs to any sponsors or people?
Everybody in this league, and you for hosting everything.
All right, perfect. Thank you, man. And it's
a
pleasure to put on. And thank you for being a part of it and actually showing up too.
Thank you.
Right, see you next week, man. Okay, that was Hugo Akesson. Bit disappointed with himself, I would assume, after that last lap incident, which is understandable. But time to bring in Oscar Frederickson. Hello to you.
Hello.
So you were under quite a bit of pressure at the start, but you also had to make a move around Hugo Akesson there. But when he made a mistake, it kind of opened up the road for you to just cruise home. Is that true, or were you kind of managing your stuff?
Yeah, I mean, after that, I was kind of managing. I knew that the Reds were pretty good for a few laps, and then the fronts drop off quite a bit. So I was just trying to manage the fronts so they wouldn't. Just I didn't know like if they would be mega dead before I would have to stop. So I was trying to save my tires, and then I knew that Patrick behind was on the blacks, and he was kind of staying behind, like 4 or 5 seconds behind, keeping up with our pace. And I didn't know if that was because the Reds were kind of the worst tire at that point, or if he would eventually just fly past me on the Reds after the pit stop. And then I was trying to stay out to lead every lap, but the tires just died out of nowhere, and he caught up like he was like 1.5 or something behind after like 1 lap, so I had to pit right away. And then he was catching for a bit, and then he was like 2 seconds behind for many laps, for like 10 laps or something, and then his tires eventually dropped off the cliff, and then I could ride home. So it kept me on my toes for sure, but some tire management brought it home.
Well, now that I think about it, I do think you actually led every lap, because if I remember correctly, Patrick pitted with you, so I do think...
Didn't Sven lead one? I think he stayed out one more when I... Maybe it was just... I had a...
No, you're right. I was a bit confused myself. Yeah, okay. Well, never mind what I just said then. But still the most laps led. Not all of them, unfortunately, but still the most dominant performance once again by you tonight. Any sponsors you want to thank?
As last week, a big shout out to Team VOR. We have the main VOR league tonight, so hopefully we can get a good result in that as well. And also shout out to Hugo. He was really fast, and I was very much looking forward to trying to get past him, and then he made that mistake, so it was a bit unfortunate. But hopefully he's here for the next race and we can have a battle then. And as always, I'm sure the broadcast was great. So thank you for putting on a good show.
Well, thank you as well for showing up, man. Congrats once again, and well, within limits, go celebrate. And see you tonight, man.
See you tonight. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that was Oscar Frederickson, your race winner here tonight. Great performance by him and all the drivers on the podium. Yeah, just a shame about Patrick Silvassi, but that's just how racing goes, unfortunately, sometimes. We will have to wait and see what happens post-race, penalty-wise, but we will keep you guys updated on that, of course, next week. So yeah, for now, want to thank everybody for watching. Want to thank Slipstream League Racing for sponsoring the race here tonight, as well as all the other races. Majors Garage and Apex Stage Coaching for being the two title sponsors of this series. You can find the referral link to Majors Garage in the description, as well as a website link to majorsgarage.com. If not, just type that in, and yeah, they have a very big setup shop for the IndyCar as well as many other cars. So check it out. Apex Stage Coaching, driving coaching on iRacing. Check it out on Twitter at Apex Stage Coach. And going back to SLR quickly here, you can find them on Twitter as well at SLR League, and also on YouTube at Slipstream League Racing. So check them all out. I want to thank Whiplash Media for once again providing us the camera shots here tonight. And I want to thank you guys as well for tuning into the broadcast again. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. And yeah, see you all next week for the Belgian Grand Prix at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. Hopefully without a weather update, which is not expected, but hopefully we will get more green flag laps there than in real life. Once again, thanks for watching, and see you next week.
Do you struggle to survive around the toughest circuits? Are you fed up of making poor mistakes that end your races? Well, here at Apex Stage Coaching, we will help you reach your full driving potential. Whether it be a road course or an oval, we have a coach that will improve your ability. Over time, we will iron out those mistakes and make you become the driver you wish to be. And soon, you'll be making last lap passes for the win. For more information, reach out to us on Twitter at Apex Stage Coach.
Hello and welcome to another fantastic week of Formula One racing here on SLR. We pride ourselves on delivering top on-track action such as overtakes.
Oh, Danny on the inside. Sorry, Danny on the inside.
And of course, where would we be without some crashes and drama?
Pace around this track.
Oh, and spinning is Canopus. That's his microlander up the inside. No, Danny.
And lots more. What started out as a fun idea quickly developed and grew into one of the most influential and recognizable online F1 leagues across the F1 platform. Every new season saw more and more big names join the roster, all battling harder and harder to claim the coveted SLR title. This season will be like no other before it. The strongest lineup we have ever seen. Old champions rejoining to battle the new top dogs of SLR. All of the tiers in SLR are fielding their respective strongest to date, with much to fight for and achieve. But if you have come to witness Titans battle Titans, well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Tier 1.